What up, though? What up, though, y'all? We are back at it with another episode of 411 Lions, and it's your boy King Keith. Obviously, we got a lot to discuss here. We're clearly in a cheerier mood than we were the last week, which means that the result of the Lions game was pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah, before we get started with the Lions 52-21 win over the Chicago Bears, do want to introduce ourselves. Again, I am King Keith. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at _ Dr. King's Dream.
all right. What up, world? It is your girl CB. You can follow us on TikTok, 411 Lions. You can follow us on Amazon Music, Apple, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcast. You can probably hear us. Yeah. So, Lions played the Bears. Ford Field opener. So the final score was 52 to Detroit with the easy win. Detroit with the blowout win. Obviously, we were looking to kind of stick it to Ben Johnson a little bit.
Yeah, it seemed like it for sure. I mean,
Okay, maybe a lot of it.
I don't think so. I mean, I think the Lions are just playing their game, but I think that people have heard a lot about this is why this team is going to struggle is because of this one particular person. And clearly we can see that was a bit of.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a little far of a stretch with the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator that's getting a new one. Yeah, obviously we were thinking communication, the Lions offense and defense have to gel, but I wasn't thinking that we was just gonna drop off of the face of the earth because Ben Johnson left. Damn it. Boy, them touchdown celebrations was funny.
Yeah, definitely impressive. And again, as you mentioned, like the expectation that things would drop off. I personally didn't see it. I really did not. I think that at the end of the day, the players are talented. And I know that we got up to a bad start in the Green Bay game, which wasn't promising, but also I think that we do have to give some consideration to the fact that Green Bay's defense might just be really damn good because they also shut the Commanders down on Thursday Night Football, which that's another very high power offense. So I don't know. I think that the offensive coordinator woes, I hope that we can stop talking about them as much. I mean, we'll see how the Lions play in these upcoming weeks because they do have some more challenges. But CB, I'm not really into the whole, oh, we miss Ben Johnson thing anymore. I'm hoping that can be put to rest.
Yeah, I think officially this week we need to move on from the Ben Johnson thing. We haven't really, Aaron Glenn hasn't been mentioned as much as, oh, we're going to miss Aaron Glenn, things of that nature. So I'm glad that that hasn't been on the radar in the narrative either. But yeah, the Ben Johnson thing, the coordinator thing, I think we need to put it to rest. We got who we got now. We still have a ton of talent on both sides of the ball, as we've seen in the Bears game. Speaking of the Bears game at Ford Field opener, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Definitely a blowout. We got a couple stats. Jared Goff had 5 touchdowns. Yep, 5 touchdowns. St. Brown had 3 touchdowns. J-Mo had a touchdown. Gibbs had a touchdown. Monty had a touchdown. I mean, we pretty much scored every drive.
Yeah, very, very impressive. I would like to also throw in that Brock Wright caught one of those touchdowns as well. Shout out to Brock Wright. Yeah, like you mentioned, I mean, they were really efficient. And it's interesting because I do think that they honestly didn't they played close to their best, but they did not play their best. There were a couple of drives, I think, in the late first quarter, early second quarter, where the offense stagnated a little bit. There was one play where Goff had St. Brown, and I think Jalen Johnson kind of made a great play, but St. Brown would also tell you he makes that catch 9 times out of 10, and that would extend that drive past the 50-yard lines. With that being said, I mean, 52 points is still a damn lot of points, especially considering the fact that they did it with a couple of turnovers, but not like a pick six or like anything that set them up like right in the red zone. These were all pretty well sustained drives that the Lions scored on. So definitely clicking on all cylinders. I'm not sure if you have any other statistics you wanted to share.
Let's see. Lions had 58 plays. The Bears had 64. Our time of possession was 30 minutes to the Bears 29. They had 1 interception. Jared Goff didn't have any. Caleb Williams had that interception. Yeah. Definitely pretty good game, pretty clean game. The offensive line gelled better. There was a cleaner pocket. Yeah. I like what I saw.
Yeah, I want to say the most interesting stat, or the stat that I found the most interesting from this game, was, again, kind of like not a shot at Ben Johnson per se, but Just an interesting tidbit to look at. The Lions had their highest average of yards per play in a game in franchise history during this game.
Ooh, messy, messy.
8.8 yards per play, which is just absurd. That is the highest they've ever had. And that is now a record that will be held under Johnny Mo. So again, the offense can roll. And I know people will say, oh, well, Chicago is bad. I don't believe Chicago is bad. I think that they still have some things to work out. I don't think this is a bad team. I mean, they had Jalen Johnson back. They had TJ Edwards back. Still got Montez Sweat. Like, they got guys on this defense. Kevin Byard still has stuff to offer. Tremaine Edmonds made some good plays in this game. There are guys on that defense. I don't think it's an elite defense. I think it's maybe a middle-of-the-pack defense, but 52 against, again, a team that's okay, like, just fine. I found the Lions offense quite impressive this game.
Yeah, I mean, we had, 28 points in the first half alone? I mean,
Yeah, just rolling. And I mean, clicking on all cylinders for the most part. Even that offensive line, which was much maligned after that first game, they seem to kind of come together. So yeah, I'm mighty impressed by the offensive side of the ball. I love that the ceiling is still really high, clearly, with this team. I mean, the deep ball was going with J-Mo. You had St. Brown just consistent as ever. Laporta chipped in with some catches. Everything was rolling. And I'm very much impressed by the offensive side of the ball. Not sure if you have anything you want to share about the defensive side of the ball.
defensive side of the ball, Lions got 4 sacks. Of course, Hutch got a sack too. Shout out to Hutch. Fear the Hutch. Kirby had a interception. Yep, he had an interception. Now, with that interception, I don't know why Caleb didn't throw it further to the right. It should have just been a throwaway ball. But all right.
It-
I don't know.
It's one of those things that with Caleb where the decision making I think still can stand to improve a little bit. I mean, he was trying to make a play, and Caleb has had plays where he makes something out of nothing, and he makes like the magical play, and you're like, oh my God, how did he make that happen? And I think he was trying to do that here. And he just missed. He missed a throw flat out. And I think on that play specifically, because we'll talk about some stuff we saw in the film, but I think in that play specifically, the Lions did play zone coverage. And I think Caleb looked a little bit confused because the Lions obviously do play a heavy style of man coverage. So Kirby Joseph just happened to be waiting right there. But yeah, very impressive game, I think, by the defense as well. Some struggles early on for sure. I think that was the blown coverage on Dunze touchdown where he kind of just walked in. Which honestly, I'll take over like guys getting beat just one-on-one, like badly. It really just looked like a miscommunication. I don't know if Jack Campbell was supposed to follow him. Somebody was supposed to follow him. They ran a blitz there and nobody picked him up and he was able to walk in. But outside of that, I mean, really impressive game. Odunze was really the only guy on the Bears offense that was really kind of clicking. Everything else was pretty much kept to a minimum. Also want to give a shout out to Brian Branch for that big forced fumble on DeAndre Swift. That was a hit. That was a hit. Like a good, clean football hit. Knocked the ball straight out. And that turnover was big for the Lions in this game. He also had a sack in this game. He was kind of all over the field. I still am of the belief that Brian Branch is at minimum a top 5 safety in the league, and I'm willing to go higher than that.
Yeah, Brian Branch got so much talent.
We'll allow the season to go on for sure. I think it'll be interesting to see the Lions when they play the Ravens next week because obviously they have a super, super talented safety in Kyle Hamilton. I'm a Brian Branch guy, though. I really do think that he does so much for this defense and he moved around so much. Like, again, they blitzed him. They put him as a deep safety. They put him in a slot. They had him covering tight ends. They had him covering the Dunze at certain points. Like, he does a little bit of everything. Then he blows up a run play. Like, he is just a Swiss Army knife. You really can use him in any kind of way. Whatever you need to kind of shift the defense towards, you can move him in whatever way you want to. So I found that impressive. I thought Al Muhammad also was really impressive during this game. I think he was their highest rated defender against the Packers, according to Pro Football Focus. This game, he had another sack. I mean, he was really impressive pushing the...
Yeah, he had a sack, yep.
He did have a sack, and good and bad for Marcus Davenport. Good performance, bad because the injury bug kind of bit him again a little bit, it seems like. But he, again, he kind of proves why the Lions believe in his ability to play because he can play. We'll see what the injury situation looks like. We'll probably hear back in another day or two. But yeah, I was impressed by the Lions defense. I really was. I thought they played good against a team that has some weapons, and Caleb Williams ran for 58 yards last week as well, and he did not run for 58 yards this game. So I think that bodes well for the Lions' ability to hopefully slow down the mobile quarterback they're playing next week.
Yeah, Lamar is a beast, man. That's a different type of beast. MVP. I mean, I know Josh Allen won it last year, but technically I think they should have both shared it. Whatever. Lamar Jackson won it before. MVP type caliber player. So yeah, that is definitely going to be a challenge for the Lions to see how we contain Lamar Jackson. Obviously, we got Derrick Henry, that bug. I mean, but our run defense is pretty good. But I definitely feel that Lamar Jackson is definitely going to be a nice assignment next week, and hopefully we pass. Because I mean, the Bears. Now, I thought it was going to be a little closer of a game. Because remember my prediction, yours was a little further. I didn't think we were gonna score 52, but hey, I'm gonna take it. I take my little wins when I can in life. But I thought it was gonna be more of a close game considering what we saw the first game just with the offensive line struggles. But hey,
Yeah,
52, we'll take it.
I think to be fair to you and to be fair to everybody else pretty much that made a prediction for this game, it's hard to watch that Lions offense in the Green Bay game and then come back and predict that they would score 52 points. There's no way you could have seen that coming. I could see a bounce back. I could see them performing better, which I think we all expected.
Yeah, we had both of them winning, but it just was
Yeah.
closer.
But yeah, a 52-point outburst. I mean, I think everybody figured the Bears were scoring between, 17, 24, somewhere in that range. They scored 21 points. Yeah, the Lions offense exploding like this. I don't know if anybody could have seen this, especially against a fine Bears defense. Shout out to the Lions for kind of giving everybody the.
Oh yeah, shout out to Lions. Shout out to. Did you see that damn St. Brown touchdown celebration? Now he had me nervous. I said, "Oh snap!"
I thought he was going to do the same thing that Cam Bynum did with the Colts, where he like did a little fake and then he started doing the weird wobbling on the ground thing. I thought he was going to do that too, but I'm like, okay, or maybe not. But the way he went down, I'm like, nah, that was too dramatic. He literally like stiffened up and fell.
Yeah, we were watching it at work, and after he scored the touchdown, we watching it at work, and we were like, "He pulled a hammy! He pulled a hammy!" Okay, never mind. Good.
Yeah, no, he's a jokester. I didn't believe it for a second, but I didn't know what he was going to do after that. I don't know if he was doing like a kind of a Call of Duty thing where they like resuscitate you. I have no clue what was going on. But it was hilarious, and shout out to him for 3 touchdowns and just a thorough domination of the Bears. I just don't know what you do to cover St. Brown. And also, shout out to Tesla. What the hell is going on with the one hand?
Man, one arm, what was it, 29 yards? Oh man, Tesla, it's a start,
Does he know that he can use his other hand? Like, what is going on? He's just like, oh yeah, that's nothing. Like,
man.
insane. Yeah, for that to be wide receiver 3 or 4 is just like, yeah. We'll see. The Lions may put him in the game plan more, but I mean, when you score 52 points, like I think you just kind of roll with what you're rolling with. But he's mighty impressive. He is something else.
Man, that damn Tesla, man. That's a walking highlight reel, man. Cause that one arm, I said, sheesh.
It just makes you wonder what on earth was going on at the University of Arkansas. Why were they not playing him more?
Man, I don't know what was going on, but listen, we got to steal, baby. We got to steal.
Yeah, shout out to Brad Holmes for identifying that. I don't think he was really on anybody's radar into the Senior Bowl, and even then, still not much on anybody's radar. He's like, oh yeah, let me get this guy with a 3rd-round pick. I'll trade up to get him, actually.
Yeah, that boy's a star. That boy's a star. He's a walking highlight reel. I mean, Detroit, we love you, Isaac Tesla.
Yeah, nah, he's fantastic. He is fantastic. I do want to show a couple of quick things though, because obviously I think the film it's nice to see the film, and I think the people probably appreciate seeing some stuff. There were just a couple of things because I was able to watch back all the Lions' offensive run plays and then all of their defensive pass coverage snaps. I won't show too much as far as the defensive pass coverage because it was pretty cut and dry. I think the only issue that I noticed on film watching the pass coverage was Terrion Arnold was getting beat a little bit bad against Rome Odunze, which to be fair, I think Rome Odunze is very, very underrated, and I think he's going to be an outstanding player. So it's not like a shame to get beat by a guy that I think is going to be probably a top 6 or 7 wide receiver at some point. But he was beating Terrion Arnold a little bit. Terrion wasn't off on very many of those plays. The only one that was bad was just the double move that he bid on. Everything else was kind of like in play. It was just Odunze just being sharp, like quick. And him and Caleb Williams do seem to have a really nice connection. So that might be fun to watch. But I do want to share my screen really quick because I do want to show some stuff that we saw in the run game. I
And
found
while you do that, shout out to Terrion Arnold and Brian Branch. They both led the defense with 6 tackles.
yeah, and Terrion again is good in the run coverage. His tackling is solid. I don't think his coverage is bad either. I think Odunze is just not a very good matchup for him because Odunze is 6'3", but like he doesn't move like a 6'3" guy. He moves like a 5'10" guy. So
Oh,
it's
he nice.
yeah, he makes
He
contested
nice.
catches. Like there was a catch he almost made. It was like a 3rd and 34 or something crazy, and Caleb Williams threw one of those wild sideline balls, and it snuck over both of the Lions defenders. And Odunze is right there. And shout out to Brian Branch, of course, comes in and punches it out of his hand. But they almost converted like a 3rd and 30 there. Like that was wild. So Caleb Williams and Odunze, they're whatever they got going on there, they might have something there. But really quickly, I did want to look at 2 quick plays. This one, I really just want to point out simply for the fact that, um, especially watching Minnesota play Atlanta last night, I was a big believer in JJ McCarthy. Also, got to be real, he had a really bad game.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. That was bad.
and there's some procedural things that you're seeing a lot of these young quarterbacks kind of struggle with, small things, just the little things. There was like a stretch run where they're running and he can barely get the ball there because his feet just aren't in the right place, it seems like. I want people to watch Jared Goff on this play because this play is a misdirection play and it is really kind of made by the fake itself. So Gibbs is they're gonna, I think, motion the guy here.
Well, put it on the full screen.
Yeah, let me put it on full screen.
There we go.
They're gonna motion the guy. That's St. Brown coming, and they're gonna run this ball to the right over the right hand side, or look like they're gonna run it to the right hand side, and then they're gonna flip it to the left. That just like that's so easy for the Lions. Like that is easy yardage, and we'll see it from the end zone view too. But this is easy yards. But Jared Goff's footwork on these plays and how easy he sells this stuff, like watch with the way the defense goes. Like everybody is going, they're flowing to the right, guys are going to the right, and boom, just like that. And Gibbs is obviously a lightning rod too, so like good luck catching up to him. But those little things are just so big when it comes to the way that Jared Goff contributes to this team. It's just a veteran guy who does all those little things. Because I don't know if JJ McCarthy is doing that. I don't know if Caleb Williams probably can do that at this stage, but he makes those things look easy. He doesn't trip over his feet. He's not in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like he doesn't telegraph it too much. The timing is just perfect. So I want to give a shout out to Jared Goff there. And then I want to show one more run play here. And this one I found really interesting because it reminded me a lot of the Green Bay game, where we think of the play where David Montgomery is at the 1-yard line and a guy just busts through, like almost to get him for a safety. And we're like, who the hell is blocking him? Like you look at the film and it's literally just that guy, and the Lions offensive line is in all these different spots. This play looks a lot similar to that, and I'm guessing is essentially a trap play here. But watch what happens at the beginning of the play. So this area right here, I don't know if y'all can see my mouse on the screen, but you can see the defensive lineman coming up toward Jahmyr Gibbs thinking that he has a free shot. That is essentially the same way that Green Bay defender came up. But watch what happens to him. He gets pushed out the way by the tight end, and then Gibbs is straight down the sideline. And again, we'll get a look at the end zone view here, but this was what was missing from the Green Bay game, is when they ran a play like that, and Montgomery just has no time to breathe because there's a guy right there because they miscommunicated the blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is what Montgomery was looking at, but without that tight end there. There's just a guy just in his face. But because they're executing a little better, and I mean, the tight end probably could have got over a little quicker, but maybe this is exactly how they want to do it. Trap them, boom, and Gibbs is gone. Just like that.
Good luck catching him.
Exactly. Good luck catching them. So those things I find very, very, very impressive and kind of are the difference between what we were seeing in that Green Bay game. And again, also credit to Green Bay. I'm not going to say, oh, well, the Lions just fixed everything. Like Green Bay played really freaking good and their defense appears to be really freaking good. But those miscommunications were not there as much.
It's all right because I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving, damn it. We got to get our revenge on stinking ass Green Bay.
Yeah, I think that that's the goal, obviously. That's the expectation. And I don't want to make any predictions this far out because we have no idea what those teams look like. But I expect the Lions to come out with a way better game plan. And I think way more prepared to know exactly what their guys can handle going into that game. So it was good to see most of the players on the offensive line. I rarely saw like busted things or missed things. There was some stuff that could have went better, obviously, got some more push. You know, you want to see them win more one-on-ones, whatever. But
Yeah.
you rarely saw just the horrible misses and just like blown plays. Like you Gibbs and Montgomery were able to get at least 3, 4 yards pretty much every run. And then you got the occasional run where they're able to bust out for 8, 9, 10, or even 40. The wide receivers also blocked really well. St. Brown had a play where he helped Montgomery spring for about 20 yards down the field. So I feel better watching that game. I feel a lot better. It feels like they said that they knew that the issues were correctable and they kind of corrected them. They did. And it'll hopefully get better, but they kind of corrected them there.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the Lions are heating up and we improving on things. Obviously, we did see a lot of improvements with the Chicago game, but I got to remind people that last year we lost the second game. We lost to Tampa Bay, so and we still went on to go 15-2. So just hold down, people. Just hold down, media, because the media, the Las Vegas odds or bets or whatever the hell. Not that I pay attention to it, but they still have us at the third best odds to win the division. Now, with this Vikings loss, some people might hop back on our bandwagon, but nope, you got to stay off it. Stay off it.
Yeah, yeah. The goal should be not to overreact. And I'm glad that the Lions didn't overreact. As fans, I mean, literally, it's in the word fanatic. Fanatic tends to be a little bit like crazy. Like, I get it. I understand why people will overreact a little bit. But as long as the Lions stay the course and realize this is a long season, you'll have plenty of chances, plenty of opportunities. You just got to correct the mistakes. They'll be fine. I think that this team is still on paper as good as any team in the league, if I'm being honest. I mean, the Eagles don't look super impressive.
Not yet. They don't.
Not sure what's going on with their pass offense. I have no idea. Maybe they'll figure it out, but they look a little bit rough on the pass offense. Though they are 2-0, but they don't look super impressive. And I don't see a lot of teams that just, besides I guess Green Bay at this point, but we'll see with the Packers. We'll see. They have beat
Right. Kansas City weekend
yeah, Kansas
for
City.
now.
Yeah, the receiver issue, like I don't know I don't know.
Offensive line issue.
Yeah, the offensive line
Right tackle issue.
still not getting the job done necessarily. So Travis Kelce dropped a touchdown, which led to an interception yesterday. I mean, just weird.
A little old. Time to retire, but I'm not trying to throw shade.
Yeah, we'll see after a few weeks what teams really look legitimate. But I think this Lions team looks as good as any other team in the league. I think this Packers team just happens to be in the same division as them, and they definitely do look really good if I'm being honest. But other than that, I mean,
Other than that, listen, media, it's still anybody's game, damn it. Because y'all already crowned Green Bay as the Super Bowl champions, which I can't wait till Green Bay run up against they challenge and then they lose, and then y'all put them back on earth because y'all got them damn celebrated already. It's like, damn, why don't the rest of the 31 teams even playing football? Because Green Bay won, right? Relax.
yeah, yeah. I think when we look at the Green Bay matchup, Kelvin Shepard kind of pointed it out, and he didn't want to make an excuse, but there were only a few plays that the Lions defense really didn't play well against Green Bay's offense, and really a lot of them were like those third down plays. You correct those plays, Green Bay would have struggled just as much on offense as Detroit did. So I think the Lions have a game plan of how to play against the Packers. I do. And I think that they'll be fine in that matchup. Like I still don't find the Packers super, I don't want to say super worrying. They look really good, obviously, but they don't look like a team the Lions can't beat. I mean, outside of that, everybody else looks very,
Beatable as of right now.
yeah, I'd say beatable is definitely the word. Nobody looks super stiff as far as competition. So we'll see. We'll see. But it was an encouraging week for the Lions, and I'm hoping that Baltimore is just a good game. If they win or they lose, it's whatever. But I hope that the Lions put good film out there. I don't want to see another blowout against Baltimore like what we saw a couple years ago. So should be fun. I mean, it's gonna be a Monday night. Like everybody's gonna be watching. So I hope that the boys come ready.
Monday night, what, 8:15 or 8:20, whichever one?
Yeah, I will be front and center.
Yeah, because that is going to be a nice one. Because, like I said, we don't play Baltimore often, number one. And number two, We played them, 2023? Hung 40 on us. I don't even think we scored a touchdown that game.
We scored a touchdown, I think, at the last second.
Yeah, garbage time. But, yeah, we couldn't barely get a touchdown on the damn Ravens, so I definitely wanna see us play them 2 years later.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna be a fun matchup. I think if we could definitely beat the Ravens as of right now, yeah, we gonna be rolling, man. Cause do we play Buffalo, don't we?
I think at some point.
That's gonna be a nice test because Buffalo blew our asses out last year.
Yeah, we got Kansas City coming up. We got Cincinnati coming up. We
I
got
ain't worried about Kansas City, really. I'll be honest. I think we can win that.
Yeah, I mean they still got Mahomes, so we'll see. But I mean their defense is still good. But yeah, I agree. I think the Lions look like a better team than them for sure. And Cincinnati did lose Joe Burrow, so
Yeah, that offensive line, man.
yeah. So we'll see. I mean, it's the schedule. I don't like to jump too far ahead. I love that the Lions focused on Baltimore. St. Brown mentioned it during the post conference. So did Brian Branch as well. He's like, good win. We got it, but now we got the Ravens. So let's be ready to go. Let's practice well. Like, let's have our scheme ready to go. I think they'll have a lot better scheme than last time. I think it'll be a lot less soft. It's a very soft defense that they ran against Baltimore last time.
Yeah, because the Lions, not to cut you off, but the Lions got to be ready to score about 35-40. Because, yeah, Ravens in that territory are scoring 35-40 a game easily.
Feel you? I don't know. I mean, I think that it could be a high scoring game, but I also could see it being more of a defensive game. I mean, the Ravens, they did end up putting a lot of points on Cleveland this weekend, but they seem to struggle at certain points. Derrick Henry only ran for like 28 yards. I mean, Lamar Jackson was put under a lot of pressure by Myles Garrett. And we obviously don't have Myles Garrett, but Aiden Hutchinson is pretty damn good too. So
Fear the Hutch.
yeah, I think if they could attack that left tackle, attack both the tackles, because the Ravens' offensive line is not as good as it used to be. If they can control the game in the trenches, I could see this being a lower scoring game than what people expect. But I don't know. I have no clue what we're going to get in this game, but I would expect it to be close. We'll have a preview for y'all later in the week, but I expect it to be close.
I expect to be close. I think it's going to be high scoring. Now, I don't know if somebody going to get blown out. Hopefully it ain't the Lions. But I think both teams can get to 27.
Excuse me. I don't know. I think it's going to be lower scoring than people expect. I do.
Yeah, as long as we come out of there with that W, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I just want to see them look competitive as all. Like, don't get run off the field by these guys, which I don't think they will, but like,
Yeah, I don't think they will this year. No.
we didn't think they would in 2023 either, and they did. So, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
It's gonna be a nice, fun game. I gotta make sure I got my Mediterranean. Gotta have my Mediterranean on, my OK TV. I'm gonna have my feet propped up.
Yeah, I'll be front and center, front of the 65-inch, ready to go. But yeah, I think that's all we got for this week, though. I think that good week overall, ready to cap it, ready to move on to next week, kind of like how the Lions are.
Yeah, like they say, next man up, baby. Next game up, we got it.
Yep. Stay healthy. Hopefully they practice good and ready to go on Monday night.
All right, so that wraps up the week two game. So yeah, week 3 is coming. We will be facing Baltimore. We'll have a preview later on in the week, as my baby brother said. But for now, you can follow us on TikTok, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify at 411 Lions or Lions 411. I've heard people say whichever one is interchangeable. They can find us and pull us up, whichever one y'all want to do. And we will be back in a couple days. I'm CB. King Keith.
Keith?
Peace.
Peace.